Hello, in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to photograph fireworks. We're going to create shots like this. And at the end of the video I'm going to give you a free guide to photographing fireworks that you can take out with you and give it a go yourself. Hello, I'm Mark Newton from the School of Photography, and you can find us at theschoolofphotography.com, where we teach you the best in photography education. In this tutorial I'm going to show you how to photograph fireworks. It's actually a lot more simpler than you think. It's just about getting your camera settings right first. Okay, the first thing you want to know is how to set your camera and what equipment you need. So firstly, you just need your DSLR camera or a mirrorless camera and just your standard kit lens that goes to a wide angle. You're going to need a tripod and you're going to need a cable release or a remote trigger, or if you haven't got one of them, you can actually use the 2-second timer. Then put your camera onto manual. It's manual settings. Change your aperture to f22. Change your shutter speed to 15 seconds and put your ISO on 100, and that's where we're going to start. And the other thing that you need to do is put your focusing onto manual focus and focus into infinity, and what that actually means is focus at your furthest point away. Once you've got all them settings right, then you have to create the scene. A really good idea when you're taking pictures of fireworks is to have some kind of foreground interest, and in this case what we've got is a funfair. Now you can use a building, a lit up building. I've seen some really good ones with bridges or even roads where you've got cars streaking off into the distance. So anything that's in the foreground will give you a real good interest to the picture. Obviously in your scene leave space for where the fireworks are going to go off. It's a really good idea to speak to people and find out where the fireworks are going to burst, so speak to the organisers or whoever's involved, and that will give you a good idea of where the fireworks are going to go off. And then you have to take an exposure test for that scene. So here's my scene here. I've got a funfair behind me. I've framed it and got all the composition correct to how I want it to be. And then you take a picture on them settings, f22, 15 seconds, ISO 100, like this. So here's my initial test, 15 seconds, f22, ISO 100. I'm going to zoom in just to check that that's okay. And actually it is, it's not bad at all. So I'm going to leave it on that setting. But basically what you would do is, if it was too bright, you would lower the time. So if it was too bright, you would go to 10 seconds. And if it was too dark, you would go to 30 seconds to brighten up the scene. And you could also do it the other way around with the aperture. So if it was too dark, you would just change your aperture to 16 or even 11, and that would make it brighter again. But basically you want a 10-second exposure or more to capture the fireworks. So we've got our scene. We've got our settings correct, everything's set and ready on the tripod. All we need to do now is wait for the fireworks to go off, and then as soon as you hear them go off, you hit your remote trigger, you take the exposure, and the fireworks will burst and hopefully, fingers crossed, come into your scene. Now the fireworks are kicking off. All you do is wait for them to go off, wait for them to start right from the bottom, press your remote trigger, and you're away, just like this. And again, press your remote trigger, and as the shutter is open, the fireworks will burst, and you're going to capture that because you're on a long exposure. And you've also got the foreground, in our case a fairground, perfectly exposed with the fireworks bursting in the background. Brilliant. Okay, and that's it. That's how you shoot fireworks. Don't forget, you've got a free guide to download. I'll put the link in that in the description of this video. We really would love to see your results. So if you post them on Facebook or Instagram and tag us in at the School of Photography 1, we will feedback on your shots. We can't promise that we'll feedback on every single one, but we'll try and feedback on most of them. And if it's on Facebook, make sure the post is public, obviously, otherwise we won't be able to see it. Don't forget to join our learning community on social media. Thanks for watching, and remember, learn more at the School of Photography.